Welcome back to Tack Life Studios. I'm your host Travis as always. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please check out my other videos. So as the title implies, this video is all about my struggles for the past 15 or 16 years with plantar fasciitis. I first noticed it maybe in junior year of high school, something like that. I was on my feet a lot doing musicals and show choir and dancing and wearing different shoes, and not always throughout my life wearing the right supportive shoes and wearing the right size shoes. It's just learning in life. So I started noticing this horrible inflamed heel problem I was having. My heel would just get really big and hot, and then it would be shooting pain every time I tried to step out of bed onto the floor or put shoes on. I mean, it was like doubling over crippling pain trying to put shoes on. It's terrible stuff. And what it is layman's terms, I'm no doctor. Basically say this is your heel, these are your toes. There's a tissue that runs from your heel to your toes that connects them, and that's your plantar fascia is what it's called. Fascia, plantar fascia, whatever. And that becomes inflamed. It's like basically like if you pull a tendon or something, you know, kind of in my mind is what it is. And so stretching your foot, massaging your foot are good things to help deal with that. Things I do stretches. I definitely do stretches, and you can look up stretches online of good stretches to do on your foot, but it's as you imagine. You stretch your foot and massage your foot. People also will take anti-inflammatories. You also, just like anything else, you'll ice it and you can elevate it. What I'll do is I'll ice it for maybe a half an hour, on and off, of course, a few minutes on, a few minutes off, a few minutes on, a few minutes off. And that's usually at the onset of it. So if I start to feel it coming on, because you can start to feel it start. You can start to feel it start. But yeah, you can. I'll ice it and so on and so forth. And then if it starts to get really bad, what I do is I freeze 2 golf balls. I always keep 2 golf balls frozen in the freezer, and I use it as a little massager. I set it on the floor, put my heel on top of it, and roll my heel around it, just massaging with the cold golf ball. Sounds stupid, but I read somebody online suggest that, and it's awesome. So if you're having a real bad bout with it, I'm telling you, try that out. If you haven't, I think it works great. And then, just over-the-counter inflammatory medicine, anti-inflammatory medicine, whatever. I don't do that, but you can, so whatever. But the problem is the whole shoes thing. Everyone wants to wear different shoes for every occasion, and if you struggle with this stuff, you really have to find either the right inserts so you can wear different shoes, or find the right shoes and just kind of stick to them. Because for me, it was a long road to find the proper shoes, and I ended up having to go to like a foot specialist running type store where they watched my gait and how I walked and how I run and suggest based on that a specific shoe. And they did. Years ago, maybe 5 years ago, something like that, they suggested their Mizuno brand, and then their Wave Runner series. This is the newest model, the Wave Knit R2. And I'm telling you, no insert. I've tried so many inserts. Inserts do not work for me. They make things worse. But these stock just like they are. They work for my plantar fasciitis. So basically, I wear these all the time. And if I'm not wearing these ones, I have my original pair that I got years ago that are my running shoes. I'll wear those. I wear those outside for yard work. I wear these for going out. And I'm actually getting a new pair in the next week or two. That'll be my replacement for these. And then these will be my running shoes, and the other ones will be my yard work shoes. So it sucks. You're kind of limited once you find that right pair, but it is so worth it. Once you stop having to deal with that pain, you'll wear the same shoe every day if you have to. I mean, just put, the smelling things in there so they don't smell terrible, then you'll deal with it. But the problem is, like me, if you work somewhere and you have to wear a specific shoe, I have to wear boots at my job. And in the military, in the police department, I have not found boots that do not cause problems for my feet. I wear them as minimally as I can, and then as soon as I come home, I'm out of them and I'm wearing those. Or I have hardwood floors here. Even if you have carpets, I still recommend do not go barefoot. It is another thing that can act it up. You really need the support of some sort of house shoe. I used to wear slippers all the time. They're not supportive enough. You have to get something with a decent amount of resistance and support for your arches and your heel. And so these just worked for me. Most of the time, you want something that has more than just a strap or the thong style, because when you walk, your toes actually, I don't know if people notice it, but say this is my foot. When I walk, my toe actually will grab like this to get that support and leverage to take steps and to come down. And that actually stresses out the plantar fascia also and can cause it to act up. So you really need like those like shoes with the straps around the back and stuff, just so your foot can freely do what it needs to do without grinding the toes into the front of it. But seriously, it seems inconvenient, but it's not. Wear the proper shoes when you're out, come home, put on your proper house shoes, and then only take them off when you're sitting down or going to bed or something, when you're off your feet. And it makes all the difference. I have had minimal problems with it. The only time that it's really popped up in the past couple years has been because I have messed up and had to run at work in my boots, or I, for some reason, had to wear a different pair of shoes outside to do yard work, and that's really it. So once you can get in a good solid routine of stretches and wearing the right shoes, it shouldn't be a problem anymore. But like I said, things happen. And for me, I'm an active person. I like to exercise, and it was really hindering my exercise regimen, because with the right shoes, yeah, I can go run 3-5 miles, whatever. But on days when it acts up because of something else I did, I don't feel like I can do anything. But there are some things you can do. Low impact exercises, like people that have knee problems and stuff like that. So just walking, hiking, swimming. I imagine riding a bike would be decent. I haven't done that in forever, but I imagine something like that. Any low impact exercise. But on that note, I've been using this thing behind me. This is that Tony Little Gazelle, or whatever his name is. We've had it for some years, and because of how your foot sits on it, it's not like a treadmill where you're actually walking and running. You know, if you've seen the infomercials, your foot just sits here and it just rocks with it. So you never have to really, it'd be very minorly that your heel and toe would pick up. So it's almost like a baby in a cradle, if you will. And that thing is awesome. So if the other day my heel was acting up a little bit and I felt it coming, and I wanted to go run, but I didn't want to start down that road, literally. And so I jumped on that thing and busted out. I don't know how long I was on the thing, but I just tore it up, and my feet are fine. So something like that is a great purchase. That thing folds up, you slide it. It's usually sitting over behind the desk over here up against the wall. You don't even know it's there. So highly recommend something like that to have on hand, especially on days where you're having issues with your feet and you need something low impact to kind of keep you on track, because you know how it goes. If you stop exercising, it's very easy to just not do it, and you don't want to do that. So exercise is important, keeping the blood flow and all that, and in the long run will help your feet out. So that's what I've learned. I hope that helps somebody that's struggling with this, or somebody that doesn't know that's what they're struggling with. Hopefully they shed some light for you to realize that's what's going on, because unless somebody tells you, you're like, what is wrong with my feet? But it's a real thing. It sucks. A lot of people have to deal with it. So if you're one of those people, I'm very sorry. And hopefully this does help you. And if you have any other suggestions, please put them in the comments. If you are somebody that doesn't deal with this, do all those things. Exercise, stretch, wear the right shoes, be mindful of it, because you don't want this to eventually happen to you, because it can happen to anybody. If you strain that thing just right, it could be an ongoing process for the rest of your life, and it sucks. So, all right. Anyway, enough serious notes on here. Man, it sucks, and I've been wanting to tell people my opinion on it for a while, just because I hoped that it would help somebody in the way that I needed help when I first had to struggle with it and didn't have YouTube. So, all right, folks. Well, hope everyone's staying safe and doing well. Please check back for further videos, like and subscribe. I do very much appreciate it. And thanks so much for stopping by. All right, everyone, take care. Have a good week. It didn't turn off, did it? All right, hold on. Here we go.